Hello and welcome to Day 13 with Rapid Mental Healing for Veterans, RMHFV, highlighting the healing power of creative expression through art, music, and writing. Let's get into it.
Okay, let's get into this. Some kinds of pain, the really deep stuff, trauma, grief, even guilt. It's like, words just don't quite capture it.
Yeah, it gets stuff somewhere else, like trying to explain a feeling with, I don't know, just logic.
Exactly. And we know for a lot of veterans, talking about it, well, it can feel less like healing and more like reliving the battle, right?
Absolutely. It can reactivate everything.
So the source material we're looking at today, Creative Healing, Beyond Words for Veterans, it suggests something really interesting. Maybe the way to heal these deep wounds isn't through talking at all.
A different language almost.
Yeah. Like what if it's the language of color
Mm-hmm.
or sound or just, the feeling of moving a pen?
That's the core idea.
So in this deep dive, using this source as our guide, we want to explore why making things creating can sometimes reach places words can't. And crucially, how you might actually use this.
Well, the source really dives into why words aren't always enough. It explains that trauma isn't just a story you remember.
Right. It's not just a memory file.
No, it's often felt like energy stored in the body. It shows up as sensations, maybe flashes of images, impulses, things that don't really fit into neat sentences.
So trying to use words feels inadequate, like using the wrong tool for the job.
Totally. The words might feel flat or just miss the point of the actual felt experience inside.
Okay, so if words hit a wall, what does creative expression do differently? The source calls it a doorway.
Yeah, like a way to bypass the logical mind, the defenses we put up. It lets that deeper part, maybe call it the soul, speak more directly.
So it gives that stuck energy, those intense feelings, a form, something tangible.
Exactly. And this is key. The source really stresses this. It's not about creating amazing art. Forget masterpieces.
It's about making meaning.
Precisely. Making meaning out of the chaos, giving it shape.
So what happens when you do that? Give it form. What are the benefits?
Well, the source lays out a few big ones. First, it helps you externalize the weight.
So taking what feels like internal chaos and putting it outside yourself.
Yeah, like on a canvas or in a piece of writing or a sound. Suddenly, it's something you can, look at, interact with. It's not just swirling inside you anymore.
That feels like a huge shift, less overwhelming.
Definitely. And connected to that, the source says it brings clarity. Those confusing emotions or images, when you give them some kind of creative form, they can start to make more sense, become understandable.
Okay, so externalizing, finding clarity. What else?
It's also huge for reclaiming identity. I mean, if your experience has been so defined by trauma or survival.
Creation lets you define yourself by what you make, not just what happened to you.
Exactly. It shifts the focus.
Yeah.
And that directly ties into taking back control, right? You're actively doing something in your healing. That's agency.
And there are physical effects too.
Yeah, the source mentions it can actually help soothe the nervous system, reduce that anxiety, depression, or even the numbness that often comes along. It's a regulating activity.
Wow. And importantly, you don't need to be like Picasso or anything.
Not at all. The source is super clear. Forget artistic talent. It's about honesty and willingness. Just showing up and trying.
Okay, so it's accessible. Does the source give concrete examples? Like, what does this actually look like?
It does. It offers a kind of toolkit. First, there's the power of the pen.
So, writing, like journaling.
It can be journaling, yeah, but also guided writing prompts, or even writing letters you don't send to people, to parts of yourself, to experiences. It's about using writing to explore, even if it's messy.
Exploring memories, finding purpose again through that process.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Then there's sound and rhythm resonance. This is fascinating. Using things like breath work or these immersive sound experiences, sometimes called 9D sound.
9D sound, what's that like?
Think really layered soundscapes designed to create a powerful, almost physical response. The idea is using sound and rhythm to connect directly with stored emotions, bypassing words entirely.
Whoa, so connecting directly to the feeling, not the story about the feeling.
Exactly, a nonverbal release. And then there's visual expression.
So painting, drawing.
Simple stuff, sketching, painting, even basic sculpting. Creating symbols for pain, maybe visualizing healing, honoring loss. Making those invisible wounds visible somehow.
Making the invisible visible, I like that.
The whole point, woven through the source, is that healing isn't passive, it's active, it's creative. You've already shown incredible strength, right? Survived what seemed unsurvivable.
That's the foundation.
Yeah. And creation's how you actively build on that foundation.
So the message is, pick up a pen, Find a rhythm, use some color. Doesn't matter if it's good, just that it's yours.
Every single act, the source suggests, is like a small declaration of freedom.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
This whole deep dive into creative healing really highlights a vital path forward when words just aren't cutting it.
It really does. And it's interesting how the source then hints at what's next, mentioning the physical side.
Right. It touches on things like nutrition, gut health, mental resilience, connecting them all.
Suggesting it's all interconnected, doesn't it? That real healing is holistic, built physically, mentally, creatively, from the inside out.
Yeah, it leaves you thinking. Maybe healing isn't just about fixing something broken. Maybe it's more like an ongoing act of creation, building your well-being piece by piece, using every part of yourself. Something to ponder.
There you go, folks. Thank you for joining us today, and stop back tomorrow as day 14, and we'll look at the connection between nutrition, gut health, and mental resilience, because healing also happens from the inside out.